Hi, today the Tover's word of the day is monster. So I'm going to draw a monster from a TV show. And in particular, I'm going to draw Bill Cipher from Gravity Falls. So I only need one HTML element. So I always use an article, but you can use a div or whatever. And I always add a roll of image. And let's add a class of Bill. So now what we do is that we're going to set the stage. So we're going to use the Bill container as the canvas, and we're going to use the before and after pseudo elements to actually draw. So let's put a width of 40 vmin, height of 40 vmin. Actually, instead of this, I'm going to do is font size of 1 vmin, and then 40 em and 40 em. And you may ask why I'm doing that, and the reason is because later, if I want to make it smaller, instead of having to change a lot of values, I just need to go to the font size, update the font size to whatever I want, and because I'm using em, it will automatically cascade and update all the sizes. So let's make it visible, background 2. So there is our drawing. Let's make it, what else? Position absolute, top 50, left 50, transform, translate, minus 50, minus 50%. So we put it in the center of the stage. So that's where a drawing is going to be. Maybe we can make it a little bit larger or a little bit smaller. I think that 40 vmin for now it's okay. And what we're going to do is that we're going to use the before and after. With the after, I'm going to draw the triangle. And with the before, I'm going to draw the legs, the hat, the arms. So let's see how it works. So let's start with the after. We need to add a content so it's visible. And now what we're going to do is the width is going to be 60%, height is going to be 60%, position is going to be absolute, top 50, the same thing. So I'm going to copy paste. Actually, it's going to make it faster. And let's just put a background for now that is going to be just bluish. There it is. So what we want to do first is create a triangle. There's many websites online that will tell you, oh, use borders. You know, if you put a top border of 0 and a border bottom of this match, then it will look like a triangle. We don't want that. That's old web development. Let's use clip path. That is going to make it easier. So what we're going to say is we want to clip this item from this corner here to the middle of the top, and then to the other corner here. And that way it's going to form a triangle. So that is super easy to do with clip path. We just need to say it's a polygon that goes from this corner is 0% X and 100% Y. So it will be 0, 100%. Then we want to put it here, that is 50% X, 0% Y. We don't need to put the percentage. And then the last corner is this one, that is 100%, 100%. And there we have the triangle that is going to be the body. This is going to be the body of our Bill Cipher. So the next thing that we're going to do is, instead of making it blue, we're going to make it yellow, because Bill Cipher is yellow. Let's put FF0 is going to be too yellow, so we're going to put FF5 maybe. Yeah, a little bit paler and nice. So another thing that I'm going to do is that I'm going to say background repeat, no repeat. And what we're going to do is that we're going to place the different items that go in the triangle. So Bill Cipher has an eye here on top. It also has a bow tie. And finally, it has a set of bricks here that normally occupy around a third of the bottom. And it has 3 lines of of bricks. So let's start by doing that. So we want to do a repeating linear gradient that is going to be at the bottom. So center horizontally and 100% vertically, so it's going to be at the bottom, and it's going to occupy the whole width and only at 33% of the height. And what it's going to be is going to be, if we use FF5, so we're going to use, I don't know, DD3 is going to be a 5%. Let's see how this works. I don't know how this is going to work. 000 until 33.333. That may be a little bit too much. So let's start making this a little bit smaller, 27. That may be too little, 30. That may be too much, 28. Kind of like more looking 27. Okay, so we have that. Those are the lines. That's okay. And now what I'm going to do is the lines may be a little bit too thick. Let's make it a little bit thinner. 3, 4. Okay, like that. It has like 1, 2, 3 at the bottom one, and then it has 1 and 2 and 1 and 2. So for that, what we're going to do is we're going to do other repeating linear gradients. But this time, instead of being DD3, they're going to be, first of all, they're going to be 90 degrees because we want them to be horizontal. And they're going to be, first we start transparent, and then like we want it to be 3 times. No, it's 3 times at the top, 2 times at the bottom. So let's start by saying 40%. Yeah, because 40%, the next one would be 80%, more or less. So let's see. And then we'll do DD3, 0, 45%. Let's see how that looks. That's way too much. So 45, how about 41? That looks a little bit better. Maybe better 38 and 39. Yeah, that's fine. So now the only thing is that we need to make it match here, because we had a height of 27. We know that the height is going to be only 9. So let's say 100% and 9. Ta-chan. So we have our first line of bricks. So now we're going to do more or less the same in the other two. So instead of making it like that, let's make it 35, 36. And let's put it, instead of 100, it's going to be higher. So it needs to be, so percentages are tricky. I cannot just do 91. Oh, or I may be able to do just 91. That's funny, and normally it doesn't work that way. What I may want to do is 34 and 35. Yeah, that looks a little bit better. And finally, the top one has 3. I'm surprised that 91 works, I have to be honest, because if I put here now 91, so the next one would be 83, no, 82, sorry, my bad. You see, it doesn't match perfectly, so I'm surprised that the other one worked. But anyway, so this one is going to be 3 bricks, so let's make it 25 and 26. Let's see how that works. That looks kind of okay to me. So now we have the triangle and the bricks. So let's put here, these are the bricks, and this is the base color. So the next thing that we want to do is, for example, we can do the bow tie that goes here. So let's do the bow tie. So the bow tie is going to be in the middle, and we could use a single conic gradient. But truly, if we do a single conic gradient, the connection, the part in the middle, is going to be too thin. So instead, it's better to do two conic gradients that they mix a little, so they are, you know, the center is a little bit thicker. So let's start using a conic gradient that, let's say, is going to start transparent, and then we're going to make it like, let's say, 240 degrees. Then it's going to go black from there, and if we use 240, let's use 300 degrees and then transparent again. Let's see how that works. So that is there. Let's put it in the middle around here. So it needs to be around here, this line. So that line, excuse me, should be 81%. And then the size needs to be, I don't know, 2020. I don't know. I'm just testing at this point. So we need it a little bit bigger and not so deep. So let's make it 245 and 295 here. That's a little bit better, and we needed to make it a little bit longer, 30. And now that we have 30, well, 20 was okay. We don't need to put it in the center. We need to put it a little bit to the side, so 55. Okay, and we need to lower it so the bow tie mixes here, so let's put 90. A little bit better. And now we need to do the same, but in the opposite direction. So we're going to do it 45, and we use 25. Okay, so instead of, is 90 minus 25 is 65, and then 90 plus 25 is 115. Ta-chan! And that bow tie doesn't look that great. What have I done wrong? Okay, why? That shouldn't happen. Oh, it's because this is not exactly in the middle, so it's confusing me. That's why. Okay, so let's change this a little bit so it's in the middle. 25.5. Okay, now this line is in the middle, so it's not going to confuse me anymore. So let's do 52 and 48. Now it looks a little bit better. Let's do 47 and 53, and they merge even a little bit better. Maybe a little bit more. I don't know if I go all the way to 45 and 55. That may be too much. Let's just do it 46, 54. Okay, just let's leave it like that. So we have the bow tie. It has taken way too long, the bow tie, but let's do the eye. So if we had more elements, that this would be a lot easier, because we can do an eye by adjusting the border radius, but we are only using one element. So to generate it, we need to use a radial gradient, and actually we need to use two radial gradients, one for the top of the eye, another one for the bottom of the eye. So let's start doing it, radial gradient, and we're going to say I don't know, for now let's 50-50 at 50-100, and it's going to be FFF, so that is white, 89%, no, farther side, I don't like farther side, so this should be like that. Let's see, 90% black. And now you may ask, why do you have 99.99 instead of 100? And that is because there's a bug in Safari that makes things a lot of fun and breaks everything. If you put 100% in as a stop point in a gradient, it will break everything, which is unfortunate. 15, so it's semicircular. Good, but we don't want it to be semicircular. We want it to be like a little bit like an oval. So what we can do is bring it down. Yes, I kind of like that. The only thing is it's too high, so let's 35. Maybe a little bit more, 40. Okay, and let's see how it looks. The only thing is that line maybe too large. 92, 94, no, 92, sorry, 92. Okay, like that. So now I'm going to copy paste this, and instead of 140 is going to be minus 40, and instead of being there I need to push it down. So let's go 60. That is too much. 55. Yeah, I need to take into account that I'm using a height of 15. So this is going to be like that. Still not a big fan of this. Let me see if I make this larger. Nope, 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 nope. If I lower this, oof, oof, oof. No, no, no. No, let's leave it as it was. 100, 90. 90 is going to make it like that. Yeah, that. But then I would want it larger. Let's just leave it at 100. That's better. That's me thinking as I go. So that's going to be the eye. We still need the pupil. That is going to be another radial gradient, and that's supposed to be easier now because it's going to be further side. It's going to be black by default, and then we're going to make it transparent from there, and it's going to be in the middle. Let's see, and it's going to be, I don't know, 5%, 10%. Let's see how that looks. 4%, 12%, and a little bit lower. How about that? 45. 50. Okay, that may be too much. So 47. Oh goodness, I'm not getting the numbers right. So that's it. So we have the eye there. Maybe let's make it a little bit shorter. Oh, there's a thunderstorm outside. It's interesting. I don't know if the microphone is catching it, but there's thunder and lightning and a lot of rain. It's fun. So we have the eye. The next thing that we need is to add the. We need to add the. I will say eyelashes, because it has 4 eyelashes on top and 4 eyelashes at the bottom. So let's add them here. We add them after the eye, so they're going to be behind it. So I'm going to draw lines here, and I don't care how long they are, as long as they're behind the eye, they're not going to be visible. So that's good. So let's add eyelashes. And the eyelashes are going to be a linear gradient. Let's say 45 degrees, and they're going to be transparent until 45%, then black till 55%, and then transparent again. So that's going to be like that, and this one would go here. So let's make it smaller. We know that the eye is here. There was 50, 48, so let's put it there. And let's make it a square, so 11%, 11%, that may be too little. Yeah, so 2020, that is too much now. So we have gone from too little to too much. So let's start by making it higher and smaller. Okay, that looks a little bit better. So now what we need to do is position this around this corner. So let's put 40%. 43, 44, let's say. Hey, we have 1 eyelash. So now let's do the same. And we're going to do it at, oh goodness, I don't know how to copy paste. So we have 3, 6, 7, and 8. So right now they're all here. We want another one that is going to be here. Let's say that's the last one. So let's place that one in 57, 54. Let's see how that looks. Let's put 53. So now we have two eyelashes. Great. The one here is going to be the fourth one, 1, 2, 3, 4. We want it to be the opposite angle, so we just negate this one, minus 45. We just, if this was 43, let's put 57. Perfect. And the same thing with this. So this one we negate, and if it's 43, 53. Ta-chan! So now we just need to add two more here, so our job is getting easier. So 45, we want to go to 90. 90 would be vertical, so we want to do something that would be in between. So we add 22.5, that would be 77 degrees, let's say. Perfect. So we put it a little bit higher and a little bit to the left. A little bit even higher. Ta-chan! That kind of looks okay. So we do the same thing here. Minus 77. Oh, the storm is getting really strong. 41 and 53. Ta-chan! And we do the same thing here. Minus 77, and this one is going to be 77. So if this was 3 of difference, let's assume this is 56, 56, and the 53 and 57. These are going to be the same. And no, I did something super wrong. What did I do wrong? Let's start with this would be 47, sorry, 47 and 53. That's what I did wrong. I was looking at the values, but then I got them mixed up. So here we have our eye. Now the next thing that we can do, we have the base of our Bill Cipher done. Let's do the legs. Okay, so for the legs, we can use the body actually. So let's use the body. Here, let's see the background. Let's add a background repeat of no repeat because we're going to use it several times. Let's copy paste this, boom, and we put it here. Great. And let's see. So for the legs, let's start by adding a radial gradient that is going to be a farther side, and let's put it, I don't know, it's going to be at 100. Oof, that was a big thunder. 70% and 0, and then again 70%. No, 70, 99. Sorry, 99 district. Ooh, let's see if I have energy enough. So first of all, we need to make it smaller so it fits here. And second, we need to, that curve is not really nice. We want to lower it a little bit. So instead of 100, it's going to be, let's say, 60. And instead of being 0, we want to lower it a little. So there's a little bit of curve here. So let's say 30. And the problem now is that, so let's say I want to hide this corner here, so let's say 65, 66. Okay, that could do. And now the only thing is that instead of having it square, I want to do it smaller and at the bottom. So let's do that. First, we don't want it to be exactly at the center. We want it to be a little bit to the left. So let's put 40%, 100%. So the position is here at the bottom. And then the size, let's make it 15%, 25%. Let's see how that looks. That looks way too big, and the thunder and the storm is getting scary. Let's make it smaller, 20, 10 and 20. Okay, that could do. Later we can add the foot here, which is good. So now we're going to do something similar, but for the right leg. So instead of doing this, what we're going to do is, instead of 65, it's going to be 35. Instead of being at the 40, it's going to be at the 60. And the only thing is that I don't like when things are symmetrical. So I'm going to, because the drawing is really symmetrical by itself, so I don't want it to look like I just put a mirror in the middle. Oh, I did twice. So I'm going to change a little bit this value, let's say 45. Nope, not 45 is not a good one. 35. 35 is there. Let's see. So if we lower this 40, and then we can do 30. Yes. So let's see. So 35, 50. Oof. We can also adjust the size. So let's make it 25. So 25. Okay. And instead of having it to 100, maybe, because I don't like this thing here, let's make it a little bit higher. And 98. Still visible. So 26. Okay, there it is. So now I have two legs. Okay, and we still need to add the feet. But the good thing about the feet is that we can add them in the before, and because they're black, you will not notice the difference. So these are the, let's put it here, the legs. And in this case, we don't need a base for the color. Let's see how this goes. And now we're going to draw the arms. For the arms that normally come around this area, what I'm going to do is literally just a radial gradient here. And then I can put the hand also like a circle or something. And then another one is going to be here giving an OK sign. So let's start with the arm. Oops, now it looks like SpongeBob. So radial gradient. We're going to make it again for the side. We want to make it 0, I don't know, 80%. Then black until the 99% that we mentioned before, and then transparent again. Let's see. So now we have that. We need to put it in the we need to put it where? We need to put it 0. This could be 70%, I don't know. And then we want it to be only like 40%, 10%. Kind of like it, but it's too big. So let's start by making it 20, 30. Okay, 30 could be okay. This doesn't have to be a 10, maybe a 7. Okay. And then we need to move it a little bit here, 5. And a little bit higher, 65. 65 is too much, 68. That aligns a little bit with the lines. Let's make it smaller. Okay, let's. Okay, I kind of like that one more. The only thing is that the line is too thin. Let's make it a little bit thicker by adding some values here. 70. Ta-chan! And now what we can do is we can add the hand. Let's put here hand or hands, because we will need one later. There is going to be a circle, no, sorry, radial gradient. There is going to be a circle at of this area. Could be 25%, 75%. Let's see. Let's just make it like this. Let's see how it looks. Circle, oh no, further side. No, circle this. I'm at 9%. That's too big. So let's start. I was thinking further side, that's why I was playing that. 73. Okay, and maybe here 23. Now a little bit lower, maybe a little smaller. Well, if I make it that small, 24. Okay, so he has his arm like this, Superman style, and then the other one is going to be here. So let's do another one that is going to be, I'm going to copy paste this one. And instead of doing it like this, I'm going first to place it on the other side, 90. Then I don't want it to be in the farthest side. Well, you know, I want farthest side, but instead of being a circle, I want to make it like a curve like that. So at 0, 0, let's start with that. Let's see how it works. First of all, let's make it taller, 25. And then I don't want 0, 0, maybe 20. And this is going to be a little bit of trial and error again until we get the curve that we want. First of all, it's too thick. So let's start making it smaller. That's too small. The problem with the thickness is here, it's not in there, but I'm just being a dodo. Yeah, that looks maybe 92. No, sorry, not 87. Okay. And now let's put it higher. So let's lower it. 60. No, 60 is too much. 30. That looks a little bit better. 40. That could be better. Okay, so now let's put it a little bit higher. 50. Okay, that looks okay. It looks like it enters at the same point. Let's put the other hand here. So let's put another radial gradient. But this time it's here. That looks like an 85x and 40. Let's see how it works. The hand, so it would be 85 and 40, I said. Let's see how it looks. Almost. So let's make it a little bit bigger. Fine. Let's lower it, 43. And let's move it. I was close, wasn't I? A little bit close there. And the only thing is that we need to do the OK sign, so that's an easy one. Let's do a radial gradient. I need to know how to type. Farthest side at 0.50, and again this is going to be how we do it. And let's see. So now we need to make it 85%, 40%. I don't know. And it's going to be 3%, 7%. Okay, let's make it a little bit taller. It's supposed to be a thumb, so not too tall. 86. Whoa, that's going to look like a middle finger if I put it there, so no. 85, and then a little bit higher. 39. That looks more like an OK sign, doesn't it? Let's see if we put a 38. Yeah, kind of. So what we would have missing is the feet and the hat. So for that, we're going to use the before. So let's start here, and I'm going to copy this because I'm going to need it. So let's put here before, and I don't want a polygon. I don't want a polygon. But what I want is, let's put a background so it's visible. Okay, so first of all, I don't want it to be small. I want it to be larger because the feet are going to exceed the size of the red box. So let's use, let's say 110. Okay, and that should be enough for what we want. The feet are just going to be here. And the other thing that we need to draw is the hat that goes here. So the hat is not vertical, it's always a little bit tilted. So what we're going to do is that we're going to rotate it like a little bit, maybe clockwise. So it's going to be a positive degree. Let's say 4 degrees only. Something like that. That would work. So now let's start by doing the feet. The feet are going to be, I don't know, so let's say a radial gradient. I don't know how to write. Farthest side again. And they're going to be black. Let's see. So we have that. So they're going to be at the bottom. So the leg was 60%, was it? And then 5% width, 10% height. Let's see how that looks. And I forgot, you see the background repeat none? That's why I added, to avoid this type of things. So I made a mistake. It's 60 X and 100% high. Okay, then I want to make it a little bit thinner and a little bit more to the left, 57, let's say, and a little bit higher. So or taller actually. Yeah, that could do. Let's see. I need to look closer to the. Okay, that could do. There's still a spike here that I don't like. So let's see, 56.99. Okay, so that's our first foot, and now let's do the other one. So we can just copy paste, and we can just place it 44. No, we cannot place it 44. We need to place it 48. Okay, and lower, I guess. So let's start by doing one thing for 53. Okay, that's going to be a little bit better. So because I lowered it 3, let's put it up 3. Sorry, that's 6, so 96. Okay, that looks a little bit better. And then this one, the only thing is that I don't want it to look symmetrical, so 49. Okay, and 97, 98, 97.5. Okay, that's it. So we have the feet, the arms. The only thing that we're missing is the hat. So for the hat, let's come here, and that's going to be an easy one because it's going to be just 2 linear gradients. So let's say linear gradient, that is going to be black, and it's going to be just a small thing here. So it's going to be like maybe in the center at the top, and it's going to be 10%, 5%, let's say. Let's make it thinner, 3%, and a little bit higher, 18. Okay, and a little bit to the left, so 48. Ta-chan! So we have the first part of our hat, 47.5. I'm going to use the 0.5s here. So you have the bottom, it's probably even larger than that, and a little bit shorter. Okay, that looks a little bit better. And then we have like the top part that is going to be something kind of similar, but what we're going to do is 0 here, and it's going to be a lot thinner and a lot taller. Maybe a little bit thicker. Let's say 5. Okay, so the only thing is that I don't like how it aligns with these, so let's put 48, 48. Let's see. No, that's too much. 48, 48. That looks a little bit better. So the only problem is that it lies on top of the triangle, and I want it to be a little bit lower. That may be too much. Yeah, so let's put here 19. Anyway, it's going to be covered by the bottom one. So the only thing is that we have that top tip, which is a little bit annoying. So let's do one thing. Let's add a small gradient at the head here and in the after. So let's see, that's the base color, but this is a hat correction. Let's call it that way. Hat correction. And what we're going to do is, let's say linear gradient. It's going to be black for 1% maybe, and then transparent. Yeah, and you cannot, you see, it doesn't end in the notch at the end. So let's start by cleaning a little bit. So let's remove the reddish background and the bluish background from here. So now we're just cleaning. Okay, because the triangle is not really visible, let's make the body a darker gray. So a background maybe 999. Okay, and the only small detail is that Bill normally glows a little. So let's add a filter. Let's add it here actually. Filter, drop shadow. that is going to be 001 EM, and we want it to be, sorry, not white, we want it to be yellow. Actually, maybe yellow is too much. Yeah, but that's something like that. So now we have our Bill Cipher from Gravity Falls, and we have coded it only with CSS and one HTML article element that is an article. So let's just put an ARIA label here. It says cartoon of Bill Cipher, a triangle with a single eye, a top hat, and a bow tie. And let's say a glowing triangle, or maybe a floating triangle, like that. Save, and this is a drawing. Thank you for watching. Bye.